Shabbat Shalom. What a wonderful evening we have this evening, this Shabbat. We are in the second week of the Hebrew month of ER, and we have our wonderful confirmation class who's going to be leading our service tonight and leading our congregation in worship. We also are going to have the opportunity to count the Omer together, and I have the wonderful opportunity of having some of my Elmhurst University students here, and of course, Reverend Scott Matheny, retiring chaplain of Elmhurst University. This is a big deal that he's retiring. Think of it as like, I don't know, like maybe the retirement of an ocean liner or some very large ship. It's a big deal. So I promised my students that I would only make a small fuss over them, but you can find them over that way in the Elmhurst University corner. And so we're just, smiling big, but thrilled to have our students with us. We come now to this holy and sacred time of Shabbat, a time of joy, of rest, and of peace. Let's take a moment to breathe in and to really be present in this moment, to clear our minds and to be in this space together. It is my pleasure to invite to the Bima our first confirmation student, Ava, who's going to welcome us all.
Good evening. Our class spent the year embarking a journey together, encapsulating our theme tonight of Confirmania, a life of tikkun olam, learning and leadership. This theme highlights our commitment to bettering the world through acts of kindness and social responsibility. Our class is incredibly thankful for the opportunity to learn and grow together over these last 11 years, all while giving back to our community. On behalf of the class, we want to thank Joel Benedel for the countless opportunities to make the world a better place. Without your guidance, our class would not be the community that it is. We would also like to thank Rabbi Weiner for teaching our class, and Rabbi Kosnowski for the impactful lessons you have taught us over the year. Thank you to Griffin Jury, our madrich, for being a fun addition to our classroom. Thank you to Marla Bentley for always lending a helping hand when necessary, and leading our school. Lastly, thank you to all of you. Thank you for supporting the development of our Jewish identities by making our formal and informal Jewish education a priority. Thanks to everyone in this room and the people who have engaged in our events, especially our families. Tikkun Olam has not only shaped our environment, but it also shaped us as people and as Jews. As a congregation, you have taught us that we have the power to positively impact the world around us. In our concluding prayer Aleinu, we chant, L'takem olam b'malchut Shaddai. It is upon us to repair the world. As we begin our days of formal Jewish education, we look forward to the ways that we can continue to repair the world. We begin our service with the Nigun, a song without words.
My pleasure now to invite up Carrie Barrera, Cheryl Barrera, Leah Batista, Rhea, and Lucy Ramos to lead us in our candle blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei huri hakafin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei sher kishanu bo mitzvotav v'tzivanu lakikni ner shel Shabbat. Amen.
Sometimes we know Shabbat prayer so well that our brain just decides it wants to say a different prayer than the one we're saying. Happens to me also. It is my pleasure now to invite up one of our confirmands, Hannah Bentley.
Shabbat Shalom. This Shabbat, myself and all my classmates are becoming confirmands, a new favorite word of mine. And for me, that's pretty cool. I've grown up in synagogue, first at Temple Beth Israel in Skokie, and now here at CEC. I'm so grateful for my mom, Marla, I think you know her, for everything, and for also finding the open and welcoming community here at Achrei. I love it here, and I'm very happy to have this milestone in my Jewish life here. To answer the questions, what am I confirming about my Jewish identity? Why do I want to cement that I'm a Jewish young adult? These served as hard questions for me. My whole life, I've been Jewish, from attending 3 different Jewish preschools, to every Sunday dragging my feet to school, to my bat mitzvah, to going to Israel in 8th grade and camp every summer. And then there's this year, feeling at home here, graduating from Chalutzim with all my lifelong friends, to finishing 10th grade in Joel's Tikkun Olam class, Rabbi's confirmation class, and Rabbi and Josh's Israel class. My whole life has been filled with wonderful Jewish communities. So why do I truly believe in my Jewish identity? For me, being Jewish is having a connection with the Jews of the present and the past, continuing to learn on how to be better people from those around us, Jews and non-Jews, and from the people of the past. Being Jewish to me is intentionally seeking to help and make the lives of others around us just a little bit easier, because it is right, because we are commanded to perform acts of gemilut chasadim, and because we choose to. Religiously, I believe in acknowledging tradition and adapting it to what makes us most fulfilled. For example, I love reading Torah, and I'm very grateful for all the opportunities I've had to read Torah. Later this evening, I will read the first 4 verses of Leviticus chapter 19 from Parshat Kedoshim. Parshat Kedoshim was also my bat mitzvah portion, and having the opportunity to read from this portion is really meaningful for me. I see it as a full circle moment from the first moment I became a young Jewish adult to confirming my place as a young Jewish adult with the same verses. Another large aspect of my Jewish identity is Jewish music. Jewish music, when I hear my mom sing on the bima, listening to the music we play, and of course, camp music, has shaped who I am today. Some of my favorite memories encompass Jewish songs. For example, this summer in Chalutzim, our song leader Micah Brandhandler came into the Chadar Ochel, the dining hall, for a mini song session. He played the new song for the summer, and as soon as we heard it, we were standing on the tables, shouting and dancing and singing with our whole hearts. There have been many moments, large and small, that have shaped my Jewish identity throughout my life, and I hope as a confirmand, I will continue to have moments that impact, change, and develop my Jewish identity for the rest of my life. I hope to continue to have a strong heart and strive for Tikkun Olam as I get older and continue to learn as time passes. L'chad Odi is a welcoming prayer for welcoming the Sabbath bride. I welcome you to join me in singing L'chad Odi on pages 20 and 21. Our congregation's tradition is to sing verses 1, 2, and 9. When we get to verse 9, we will rise and face the entrance to welcome Shabbat. We continue with L'chad Odi.
Dodi likrat kala penei shal
Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Hishmi'anu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'shem ultiferet v'litchila Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nisucha sof ma'aseh b'machavat chila lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha u'b'tzola toch emunei am segula boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela Shalom malachei Shalom malachei Elyon malachei Shalom
We remain standing and continue now with Baruchu on page 28 and on the slides in front of us.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yalalai, 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 Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed.
It is my pleasure to invite to the Bima at this time to lead us in Ma'ariv Aravim, which can be found in our Sidurim in our prayer book on page 30, Leah Bautista.
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv araviv, bechokma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna mishane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem birakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil bein yom uvein layla, Adonai tzvaot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. We continue with Shema, which can be found, oh, nope, that's not true. Psych, just kidding. We continue with Asher Williams coming forward with his confirmation speech.
Shabbat Shalom. For me, confirmation marks the culmination of the Jewish education I received since I began attending Sunday school at Congregation Achrei. From a greater perspective, the Jewish education I've received since I was born, having been instilled with the customs and teachings of a faith from a very young age, has taught me ways to view the world in different lights. As long as I can remember, my family's been celebrating Jewish holidays like Hanukkah and Passover, as well as all of the customs that go along with them, impressing upon me the traditions that have been observed for generations. Family traditions like these, along with the knowledge about Judaism I have learned from the synagogue over the years, are all factors that have been leading up to the confirmation of my Jewish identity. My connection to Judaism has evolved over the years, from simply being a part of the congregation to becoming more of an active member and understanding more of what it means to be Jewish. Moreover, I have gone from not understanding how a service, or really any formal Jewish ceremony worked, to understanding how a service is run and learning many of the prayers associated with Jewish life. There were a few key milestones that helped me learn these rituals. When I was much younger, class-run Friday night services began the process of understanding how it all worked, which eventually led to more involvement in congregational services, culminating in my bar mitzvah. Afterwards, various Torah readings along the years helped me to better understand the Torah, finally culminating in this confirmation service, which iterates its importance in confirming my Jewish identity. The continuance of my Jewish journey was largely the result of the support and encouragement I received from my parents and grandparents, who all believed that it was important for me to complete my religious education through confirmation, as I would be able to learn many aspects of Judaism and its history that I otherwise would not have had I not gone through with the process of confirmation. I am thankful to them for that, for without their support, I would likely not have embraced exploring my Judaism as thoroughly. To me, being Jewish means carrying on a legacy that has been in the making for thousands of years. Carrying on the beliefs and traditions of my ancestors is core to my understanding of Judaism and what it means to be Jewish. Continuing the celebration of Jewish holidays with their various customs and traditions is at the center of what I believe it means to be Jewish. Moreover, an important aspect of Judaism is the community and the camaraderie I've experienced as a part of the congregation. To me, The communal celebration of Judaism is core to what it means to be Jewish, and I believe the congregation is core to what I believe Judaism is about: togetherness, communal learning, and celebration of the Torah. Finally, I'm not sure how my Jewish identity will evolve as I grow older, but I would like to think that I will grow to embrace my Judaism more and actively work to learn more of its intricacies. This means further pursuit of learning the Torah, understanding what is truly being said, and working to further develop my Jewish identity overall. We continue now with the Shema on page 34. Please rise.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Please be seated.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha vidibarta bam vishivtecha bevetecha uvlechtecha vaderech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu latotafot beineinecha uchatavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha lema'an tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim leloechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem Meretz Mitzrayim, Lehiyot Lachem, Lelohim, Ani, Adonai Elohechem.
It is my pleasure now to invite up Joanna Marston to share her confirmation statement.
I want to have a really strong connection to Judaism, but I kind of just don't. I don't even know why. I just don't. So, as you can imagine, this speech was pretty hard for me to write. I kept jotting down ideas. The years of Sunday school I missed that hardly affected me. The things we learn in school, which a lot of it I don't even remember. And learning a new language that I sadly probably won't even be able to read in a few years. I wanted to write something exceptional, inspirational, acceptable. You know, something that sounds like a real journey. But I mean, none of it really reflected me. So, now you're probably wondering, why do you even continue practicing Judaism? You know, why do you even consider practicing Judaism? Why are you even here on the day where you're supposed to be confirmed? Well, it's pretty simple. All these children sitting to my right, I consider all of them to be my friends. And I hope they at least consider me an acquaintance. So even if I don't feel much of a connection to the religious aspect to Judaism, I feel a connection to all of them, as well as this whole community. Because community is what Judaism really means to me. Praying with others, carrying out acts of tikkun olam as a group, and just discussing school with friends during an oneg. So today in this very service, I'm here to confirm my place in this wonderful community. Through others, I want to find my reason to practice Judaism and reason to continue believing in it. And most importantly, I just want to find lifelong friends. We continue with the singing of Mi Hamoha on page 40.
Lifelong friendship is an aspirational goal for all of us. Let's sing Mi Chamocha together. We're on page 40.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osef elech, Nora tehilot osef elech, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Malachutecha rohu vanecha, bokei hayom lifnei Moshe uMiriam. Ze Elianu ve'amru, Ze Elianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. ונאמר כי פד אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
It is my pleasure now to invite up Jenna Rashid to share her confirmation statement.
Hashkivenu is a prayer that we say in the evening on both Shabbat and weekdays. It is based on the idea that we are vulnerable when we go to sleep and that our soul leaves our bodies only to return in the morning. Hashkivenu offers a prayer for God to protect us and look over us as we sleep, and asks for us to wake up in the morning. I deeply connect to this prayer because much of my Jewish identity is about the idea of finding safety in God. Even though I don't really believe in God in a spiritual sense, I do identify with a sense of safety in my Jewish community. I've been going to Time my whole life, and I have gone to Jewish summer camp for almost as long. Being in a Jewish community gives me a sense of comfort and familiarity. To me, confirmation means that I am growing as a person and getting closer to an adulthood. As an adult in my Jewish community, I hope to uphold values such as tikkun olam, and hope that I can foster a Jewish community as safe and welcoming as the one that I grew up in. We continue to now sing the Hashkivenu on page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu v'shalom, v'havitenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu v'shalom, v'havitenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu v'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim.
One of the hardest things to do is to be up here not as clergy and to be leading us in prayer, and so it's why we are so thrilled when our confirmands in any year choose to help to lead us, whether through chanting, whether through music, to be a part of our service in this way. We are going to continue now with Vishamru on page 44.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We continue now with our congregational tefillah beginning on page 46, and it is my pleasure to invite up three of our confirmands, Ava, Vivian, and Jenna, to lead us in these prayers. Please rise.
Mechal hayim behesed,
חיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא עולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומחיינו נטוב לשני עפר, נחמוה בעל גבורות, ומדומה לה, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, למען אתה לחיות המתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקודשים בכל יום יעלו הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
I thought that everyone celebrated the same holidays that I did. However, I quickly realized that they did not. I wondered why that was until I was around 8 years old, when I was going into 4th grade. My parents asked me if I wanted to go to religious school. I answered yes, not exactly knowing what it entailed, but I was excited nonetheless. Before I got here, I didn't know any Hebrew, so out of the kindness of her heart, the principal at the time decided to tutor my sister and I in her free time to help us catch up with the rest of the class. This was the first of many kindnesses I would experience from this community. My connection to the Jewish community before coming here is not
My pleasure now to invite up Jack Upney to share his confirmation speech.
Shabbat Shalom. As I reflect on my Jewish journey, I realize it has been filled with learning, growth, and friendships. Friendships and my connection to God and Torah. Being Jewish is a significant part of my life, and it is reflected in my identity every day. Over the past 15 years, my character has evolved through the beliefs and values I've learned, and my understanding of Judaism has grown stronger than through the many lessons I've been taught. Through this confirmation year of service, I am confirming that I am an active and relevant member of the Jewish community. I am committed to continuing traditions I have practiced and learned about for years, and am also committed to continuing to learn about my religion. I will do this by helping to teach my younger sisters, Maeve and Samantha, about Torah, God, and the Jewish faith. This religion I have practiced for so many years has been passed down by generations in my family, and I hope to continue passing that legacy down to the next generation. This moment also holds great significance in my life because I am transitioning from the student to the teacher. I have always been the one learning and being taught by more experienced individuals. Now I can join them and teach the younger generations the same lessons I have learned. Becoming B'nai Mitzvah was a huge milestone along my Jewish journey. Being confirmed is the final step of my formal Jewish education in a life that has been full of tikkun olam, learning, and leadership. I learned countless lessons, values, and beliefs that shape my identity today. Much of that is in great thanks to my grandpa. He is the reason I am Jewish and chose to embrace my Jewish identity in the first place. I think my sisters will be the reason I continue my Jewish identity. I am excited to teach them just like my grandpa has taught and inspired me. I practice Judaism in my daily life by reflecting the values and beliefs I have been taught over the years. One example of that is through tikkun olam, repairing the world. I always aim to better the world by picking up my peers, being kind, and doing good deeds. Being surrounded by a supportive Jewish community every Sunday has helped me grow into the best version of myself. I hope that in 10, 20, and 30 years from now, I will still live an active Jewish life like I do now, and a life full of tikkun olam, learning, and leadership. I hope to teach future generations the same things I was taught and help as many people as possible practice their Jewish faith. I will eventually teach my kids these lessons and hope to celebrate Jewish traditions with them as well. Overall, my Jewish journey has been filled with wonderful and meaningful memories and lessons that I will cherish and carry with me forever. I am proud of who I've become and am excited for the journey ahead. We now continue with our prayer for peace, lo yisagoy, on page 60.
We're actually on page 61. I gave Jack the wrong number. Now with a few moments of silent prayer and reflection using either the words of our hearts or the words of the pages in front of us.
Shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav. Huya ase shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav. Huya ase shalom aleinu. Yase shalom. Yase shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yase shalom. Yase shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ose shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
We continue now with Seder Kriyat HaTorah, our Torah service beginning on page 249. Please rise.
רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו.
Please be seated. Torah portion is one of these lovely Torah portions, double Torah portions, which means we have a lot to cover. Luckily, it doesn't mean that any of our students have to read more just because it's a double Torah portion. So this week we are in Achrei Mot-Kedoshim, towards the very end of Leviticus. And this is the part in Leviticus where it switches from just laws and laws about the priests and the tabernacle to talking about what we call the holiness code. The holiness code tells us how to be holy. And if you think about it, think about the word holy. Can you define what holy actually means? I think a lot of us know it as a feeling, what we think it feels like to be holy. But this Torah portion and many that continue afterwards have what we call this holiness code, which teach us how to be holy, what are the actions that we need to take, and how do we do that. And it starts with what Hannah mentioned and that she'll read in a moment, the very beginning of Kedoshim, where it says, "You shall be holy, for I, Adonai, your God, am holy." And so that's what we will be reading tonight. If you would like to follow along with our Torah reading, you can do so in our Eitz Chaim maroon commentaries. They can be found underneath the seats in front of you or underneath your seat if you're on the front row. And we are on page 693. Ta'amod Chana bat Malka Aviva likro haTorah. Ya'amod Yaakov ben Avram v'Sara la'aliyah haTorah.
Adonai Hamavarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamavarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amin
Amen. Amen. V'daber Adonai al Moshe lemor. Daber el kol dat b'nei Yisrael. V'amarta alehem kedoshim tehiyu. Ki kadosh ani Adonai Elohechem. Ish amo v'aviv tira'u. Ve'et shabtotai tishmoru. Ani Adonai Elohechem. El tifnu el ha'elelim. Ve'lohei masecha lo ta'asu lachem. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'chayei Olam Nata B'tochenu Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. While we have the Torah out in our midst, we think about those in our community who are in need of healing, whether that's healing of mind or body or spirit. And on this Shabbat, we think of Jeffrey Cooper, Alan Wolski, Jerry Reinhart, Alex Quintero, Zora Schutzman, Christine Dumas, Anthony Dumas, John Eulenberg, Renaud Verdier, Andrew Bider, Len Schutzman, Frida Yoon Angst, Marie Shirky, Michael Notaris, and all who suffer whom we know not by name. Mi sheberach avotenu Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov, ve'imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah. Hu yevarach v'yirpeh et kol cholei Yisrael, v'yishlach lahem bimhera refuah shlema, refuat hanefesh, refuat haguf, v'nomar. Amen. May God, who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all who are stricken. May the Holy One of Praise mercifully restore them to health and to vigor. May God grant them health of body, health of spirit, and of mind, and let us say, Amen. We continue now singing Mi Sheberach on page 253.
To
time that we count the Omer, and we can do so together on page 278. We'll say our blessing first. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sefirat haomer. Hayom yom shehem shalosh shavuot v'sheish yamim layomer. Today is the 27th day, which is 3 weeks and 6 days of the Omer. The B'nai Mitzvah process starts a year in advance. And even though students don't start officially studying for their B'nai Mitzvah until 9 months before the Bar Mitzvah, families begin to realize that this Bar Mitzvah is really happening when kids become eligible to sign in a year before their special date. So tonight, we have a special opportunity to publicly begin one person's Bar Mitzvah journey and watch 2 veterans share their knowledge. So it is my pleasure to invite Ben Beckman to the Bima, along with Leah Bautista and Hannah Bentley, to come and share in this special moment. Stand here together to give you a JPS commentary. That's your cue. Go ahead and give it to him. There you go. This is a book that you get to use over the next year and hopefully even beyond that, so that you can become more familiar with your Torah portion in preparation for your big day, the Bar Mitzvah, that's going to happen next year. Now, all 3 of you share the same Torah portion, Achrei Mot-Kedoshim. And next year, hopefully, Leah, you're going to return, come back, and read Torah just like Hannah did. She's going to read Torah the night before your Bar Mitzvah. And together, you 2 will pass the book on to the next student. Thus, we link Torah and tradition together, and we create the fabric of our community as we strengthen one another. And after the service, Hannah will show you how to sign in with your phone or with your parents' phone so that you get every credit towards your Bar Mitzvah, all the service credits. Now, we have 3 people who had Achrei Mot-Kedoshim as their Torah portion. Is there anyone else here who might have had this as their Torah portion? You get, oh, come on forward, come on. You get a special blessing. Anyone else have Achrei Mot or Kedoshim or both? Come on forward. And so I am going to ask everyone to please rise as I convey upon them the 3-fold priestly benediction. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'ir Adonai panav elecha, v'yikuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha, Vayasem lecha shalom, Vayasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God be kind and gracious unto you. May God's countenance be lifted up unto you and grant you the most precious gift of peace. As we say together, Amen. Ya'a ta'amod Yona Laila bat Michal Yisraela Hagba'ah. Ta'amod Malka Elisheva bat Yitzchak Golelet.
V'zot haTorah asher sa Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe.
Please be seated. To lead us in the prayer for America and the prayer for the state of Israel It is my pleasure to invite forward at this time Mark and Barbara Turner. Prayer for Israel, thank you for showing me, can be found in the back cover of your Sederim.
Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu. God and God of those who walk before us, be now our source of truth and light. Remind us that we are not alone in the pursuit of justice as we care for this country that we call home. May we come to hear America singing in all our varied tapestry of sounds and voices, as together we strive to nurture the compassion and wisdom to cultivate and comfort this land of life and liberty. As others have before us, may we unite to create a shore where those who are tempest-tossed can find again refuge, a land where all may be treated with fairness and dignity, a place where we are brave enough to see and be the light we need. And may we dream our legacy be the land that, though it never has been yet must be, the land where every person can be free.
Our God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessing for the state of Israel and for all Israel's inhabitants. Mikor Chaim, source of life, bless and strengthen those who defend the land and ensure their safe and speedy return home. Protect and guide them. Kadosh Baruch Hu, Holy and Blessed One, show Israel's leaders your path so they may act with wisdom, courage, and dedication, and that they may be unwavering in their pursuit of peace. Strengthen their hearts, but keep them from hardening. Matir Asurim, freer of the captives, return all those who are kidnapped safe and sound to their homes without the spilling of more innocent blood, without any more souls being tarnished by horrific acts. Baal Harachamim, Master of Compassion, help us to hold the humanity and the heartache of the Jewish people, while also holding the humanity and the dignity of the Palestinian people. As we are made in your image, remind us of your ways. Spread over us your shelter of peace and fulfill the vision of your prophets. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not take up sword against nation. They shall never again know war.
At this time, we're going to return the Torah to the Ark. Please rise. We're going to continue with Eitz Chaim, he on the bottom of page 256. Eitz Chaim, he lamo chazikim ba v'tomecha meushar deracheh dorchinuam v'chol netivoteha shalom hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva chodesh chodesh yameinu chodesh yameinu kekede. Please be seated.
Shalom. The Torah portion of our confirmation service is called Kedoshim, a phrase which directly translates to holiness, but contextually means something closer to "you shall be holy." The portion can best be understood as a bucket list of requirements and prohibitions the Israelites are ordered to follow in order to reach the ultimate goal of being holy. Among these orders lie three main decrees: the prohibition of idolatry, the prohibition of so-called abominations, and the encouragement of fair judgment and morality. These are the beginnings of the Holiness Code. Together, they accompany the rest of Leviticus in outlining many important laws and edicts Moses and the Israelites received from God. Kedoshim begins with God outlining a series of core commandments: that one must be holy, that one must observe the Sabbath, that one must revere one's parents, and that one must never practice idolatry. To go along with this, a series of laws specific to the encouragement of fair judgment and morality are stated, asserting that, for instance, one must leave the fallen fruit of their vineyard to the poor and the stranger, so as to help the less fortunate of their community. In addition, strict prohibitions of thievery, robbery, and other forms of fraudulence are decreed. God uses the metaphors of a stumbling block in front of the blind and an insult to the deaf to illustrate the vileness of taking advantage of one who does not know any better. God tells Moses that the Israelites must never use God's name in vain or swear falsely by it, reminding them of God's power lest they disobey God. To complement these orders, God tells the Israelites to judge everyone fairly, to practice fair judgment in all aspects of life, and to not give special treatment to one group or another, telling them to love their neighbor and to not begrudge members of their own people. Next, the portion changes gears, switching from commandments to a series of prohibitions, all intended to emphasize the importance of purity in one's actions, regardless of what they may be. Kedoshim concludes with God proclaiming to the Israelites that because he has set them apart from other people, they must too set themselves apart by separating the pure from the impure and being holy in their actions. As we become confirmed in the eyes of the congregation, we simultaneously become older and must adopt more responsibilities. Kedoshim is a portion that provides guidance for us as we take on more within the Jewish community. This Torah portion provides us with the tools for the way we should approach decision making, to the way we should deal in business with others, and also offers us direction in the ways we should act as we grow older. For instance, we can understand the commandment to leave the fallen fruit of one's vineyard to the poor and the stranger as a reminder to always be charitable and support our community, regardless of how successful we are. Our class took on several projects this year, such as Mot-Kedoshim, the delivery of food and supplies to the elderly around the time of the high holidays, and the more recent pancake breakfast to raise funds for suicide awareness, which have both demonstrated such themes of Kedoshim. We have learned more about what it means to give back to our community by taking actions based on the teachings of this portion. The continual prohibition of fraudulence in its many forms within Kedoshim can be interpreted as God's way of telling us to be honorable in life. We must never cheat people, and we must always treat them with respect. As we grow older and enter adult life, we may partake in business dealings, professional scenarios, or important relationships, all three of which require sincerity and honesty. Kedoshim reminds us of the vileness of taking advantage of people in situations where we might have the upper hand, serving as a guide for navigating adult life post-confirmation. Parashat Kedoshim calls us to live lives of holiness, not through grand gestures, but through our everyday actions, how we treat others, conduct our business, and treat those who we might have advantages over, whether in sight, hearing, or any other form. These key lessons that we have taken away from this Torah portion. As our confirmation class completes our formal Jewish education at Achrei, these principles remind us of basic virtues such as generosity and honesty, and call upon us to never forget them. As we enter adulthood, we strive to fulfill the words of our class theme, Confirmania, a life of tikkun olam, learning and leadership, and the lessons taught within Kedoshim are core to what it means to repair the world, learn, and be an effective leader. Today's portion serves as a reminder that holiness comes as a shared responsibility for the entire community. And as we strive to embody the words, "You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy," may we find ways to express tikkun olam and integrity in all aspects of our lives, drawing ourselves closer to the purity God wished upon Moses and the Israelites. Shabbat shalom.
My fabulous confirmation class. They chose the theme Confirmania, a life of tikkun olam, learning and leadership. You understand that as Jews, you are inheriting a world fraught with challenges that other generations haven't seen in a long time. And our world has a lot of issues which this year you've grappled with as adults. How to respond to the support or criticism of Israel, how to face anti-Semitism, but more important, how we can best help others to make the world a better place and to connect with others so that we make lifelong friends. I feel very blessed to be a part of your Jewish lives. I have known you most of your lives. Many of you, I have known you all of your lives. On this very bima, Rabbi Bob and I gave some of you your little Torah and listened to you sing the Shema and the little Torah song. And then I helped prepare you for your B'nai Mitzvah, and I've enjoyed watching all of you grow up. You are truly a wonderful group, and you are bright and talented. Tonight, as you graduate from our religious school, we hope that you will continue to be active participants, not only in the life of the congregation, but in the life of the world as you go off and live and grow and thrive. And in that spirit, I'm going to take each of you to the ark for a blessing, and I'm going to ask everyone to please rise. We're going to be standing for a pretty long time, so if you need to sit back down, that's okay too. Please rise. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisim lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Please be seated.
When B'nai Mitzvah students are almost done with everything, we tell them that the very last thing that they have to do is get presents and certificates. So it's only fair that we do the same for our confirmands. And this year is a particularly special year for me because this group of confirmands were the first class of B'nai Mitzvah that I was here for. And so I have now seen you go through at least 2 of your life cycle events and been able to be here with you.
On behalf of the faculty and your school community, we are so very proud of each of you as you take this step to confirm our faith as B'nai Yisrael, the people of Israel. Yisrael means one who struggles with God. Throughout your learning at Achrei, you have examined essential questions, struggled with ethical dilemmas, and studied Jewish values, a lens through which you may now view the world. In Pirkei Avot, it is written, Im ein ani li, if I am not for myself, who will be for me? Uksha'ani la'atzmi ma ani, and if I am only for myself, what am I? Ve'im lo achshav, ematai, and if not now, when? We hope that your education at Achrei has prepared you to wrestle with these questions and the challenges we face as we work toward Tikkun Olam, the repair of our world. It is now our honor and privilege to present you with the illustrated Pirkei Avot so that you can continue to learn from the wisdom of our ancestors, as well as this beautiful certificate of confirmation, which each of our confirmands has signed, along with the rabbis and myself. When Rabbi Weiner calls your name, we invite you to come forward and wish you all a hearty Mazel Tov.
Hannah Bentley. Anna Marston. Ava Madison. Bags all look exactly the same. Jenna Rashid. Vivian Rosenberg.
Joanna has Jenna's and Jenna's has Joanna's. Please exchange.
Jack Utney. Asher Williams.
Shalom, everybody. I'm Lisa Popowski with some announcements on behalf of the board. Mazel tov to all of our confirmands, and thank you for helping lead the service tonight. It was really beautiful. Welcome to our guests from Elmhurst University. Thank you to our ushers, Pat and Julie, and our security team. Mazel tov, Leah Batista, and your family on becoming bat mitzvah. Join us tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. to celebrate Leah being called to the Torah. Mazel tov Ben Beckman on receiving your Torah commentary, Yashar Kawach to Hannah Bentley for reading the Torah. It's membership commitment and religious school enrollment season. Check your email for information and a link to the forms. Join us June 6th for our first Friday Shabbat, Kiddush Club, and Shavuot cereal dinner and Kugel showcase. We know there are great kugel makers in the congregation, and we hope you sign up to add your kugel creation to our showcase. For more information on upcoming events, check out our weekly happenings email. Please join us after services for a wonderful oneg sponsored by Leah's family in her honor. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Lest you thought that we forgot about one of our confirmands and her confirmation speech, it is my pleasure to invite up Ava Madison.
I have dedicated 13 years of my life to exploring and strengthening my Jewish identity. Almost every Sunday and Wednesday, I made countless memories, learning Hebrew, Judaica, and so much more. I studied each prayer and discovered culture and tradition throughout Judaism. Growing up, I asked my mom, why am I doing this? What's the purpose of going to Sunday school? And what was this all leading up to? Confirmation was what this was all leading up to. Not only did I attend Sunday school to study the Torah and learn all the prayers, I attended Sunday school so I could be confirmed, even though I didn't exactly know what that meant. I knew it was a service that happened on a Friday night, knew it was like a graduation from Sunday school. I was unaware until these past couple years what that truly meant. It means more than just a graduation. It's a turning point in my life. It's an event that has significantly evolved my journey as a Jew by confirming my commitment as one. Having the opportunity to witness my friends turn into the people that they are now and grow with them is something I thank God for every day. My classmates throughout the years have strengthened my values, encouraged me to be the best I can be, and never failed to be there for me. From singing Little Torah in first grade to attending my bat mitzvah, I've always felt supported by my friends in Achrei. I've ultimately decided to return next year to become a madricha. Last year, I was able to experience being a mentor in the synagogue. At first, I was intimidated by my very excited class of kindergartners. However, every week I found myself looking more forward to being here more and more. I still see the kids in the hallway, and they're always thrilled to hug me and say hello. I'm hoping to return to second grade next year, so I'll be able to deepen my bonds with those students and witness them strengthen their Jewish identities and go down the same path of Jewish exploration that I was fortunate enough to go down. That group of kids, Braden and Jack, who co-taught that class with me, have unintentionally encouraged me to return next year and continue my Jewish journey at Achrei. Enhancing my relationship with Israel was another main factor that plays into my Jewish identity. Last summer, I was lucky enough to meet a group of Israeli madrichim. I consider them family, as they have given me the privilege to discover a side of my Judaism that I was unaware of. My bond with Israel would not be the same without that group of madrichim. They shared their stories from the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces, and their inspiring stories from October 7th. They enforced certain values such as empathy and love. I was taught to love people stronger in Ve'ahavta l'recha chamocha, love your neighbor as yourself. Growing as not only a Jewish teenager, but simply as a young adult, my classmates, students, family, and rabbis, and more have heavily influenced the adult I am becoming, and I would not want to have that any other way.
We are going to conclude our service by turning to Aleinu on page 282, and it is my pleasure to invite up to the Bima Raya Ramos and Cheryl Barrera to help us open our ark doors. Please rise.
לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, לתקן עולם במלכות שדי, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד.
We think now of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who have died at this season and in years past. And on this Shabbat, we remember Abe Herstein, grandfather of Paul Rosenberg, Anna Rubin, mother of Florence Herbach, grandmother of Alan Herbach, Jenny Karlinski-Lair, grandmother of Judith Stein, Joan Karpf-Dicker, mother of Leah Notaris, Joseph Anthony Sirabasi, father of John Sirabasi, Michael Wagner, father of Gilda Ross, Aaron Basin, father of Linda Siegel, Yusef Tavana, father of Seema Tavana, Agdas Tavana, mother of Seema Tavana, Betty Williamson, mother of Mary Hasten, Alan Myro, brother of Carol Nymark, Gertrude Fain, grandmother of Phil Hurwitz, Walter Swanson, brother of David Swanson, Regina Redmond, mother of Sharon Clark, Susan Bann, mother of Andrew Bann, Morley Brickman, father of Karen Burstein, Peggy Eisenstein, mother of Jamie Dornfeld and Jesse Jury, Robert Schwartz, father of Lawrence Schwartz, Leonara Sistokian, mother of Indra Lewitton, grandmother of Micah and Ezra Lewitton, Morris Bider, grandfather of Marla Aviva Bentley, Rosalind Friedman, mother of Steve Friedman, John Jacob Etz Hoken, father of Julie Watts, Carol Lambert, grandmother of Benjamin Jonas and Ivrea Lambert, and we mourn the recent passing of Bruce Robin, husband of Rona Robin, father of Aaron Robin and grandfather of Samuel and Madeline Robin, Daniel Hirsch, husband of Cindy Drapek, father of David Hirsch and Esther Tirmizi, Gerald Simon, husband of Jan Simon, father of Mark Simon, grandfather of Mimi and Scott Simon, and Nat Shapiro, brother of Sherry Balin. To those names, we add the names of anybody else who you might be thinking of tonight, whether you're observing Shiva, Shloshim, or a yahrzeit, or just holding somebody's name in your heart. I invite you to share those names aloud as my eyes go around the room. Ranam Livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing. We join together now for the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, be'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kari v'imru, amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Leolam U'almei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yitaleh V'yithalal Shmei D'Kudesha Barichum Le'elam Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tush Bechata V'nechemata Da'amiran Be'alma V'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen.
We ask for peace on earth, and we say Amen. Veimeru Amen, Veimeru Amen. We raise our voice as one, and we say Amen.
Please be seated. I am going to invite up now our confirmation students to lead us in a very special closing song, which is not in your prayer books, but if you have had a child at any time, have been with a child who's in preschool at any time, or have just been around the synagogue on Shabbat or on a Sunday morning, you may have heard this song, and we invite you to join along with us. Come closer, come on. They chose this song, so they get to sing it with you.
There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, knocking 1, 2, 3. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and he wants to spend Shabbat with me. So first we light the candles, and then we drink some wine, and then we eat some challah, 'cause it always tastes so fine. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, knocking 1, 2, 3. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and he wants to spend Shabbat, and he wants to spend Shabbat, and he wants to spend Shabbat with me.
See, you all knew that. It is my pleasure now to invite up Leah Batista together with her family as we join together in Kiddush and Motzi. The words of Kiddush can be found on page 5. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehillah, v'mikra'ei kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'harta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-shabbat. Amen. And we join together in Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, ha-motzi lechem min haaretz, b'te'avon. May each of us be inspired to lead a life of tikkun olam, of learning, and of leadership. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.